Hey, today I'm going to be reviewing the Xvive U4 small format in-ear monitoring system. And at the end of this video, I'm going to let you know if it's a massive fail or a massive win. I'll see you inside the video. Hey guys, it's James here from eBassGuitar. And for full transparency, I need to let you know something. Xvive have sent me the U4 in-ear monitor transmitting system completely free for me to demo on the eBassGuitar YouTube channel. But being the cool company they are, they've given me no stipulations if I need to give it a positive review or not. So what you're going to see in this video is my honest opinion and what I really think about using the in-ear monitor system in the real world. So what is the Xvive U4? The Xvive U4 is an in-ear monitor transmitting system so you can work wirelessly with headphones just like this. Now, why have I got involved with this system? The reason is because over the last couple of months here at eBassGuitar HQ, we've been filming a massive course called Hear It, Play It. And there are literally hours upon hours of video content that I've been creating. And to do this, I've been using a whiteboard just behind me, which has meant I've needed to use long extension cables. One for my in-ear monitors, one for my microphone, and one for the bass guitar. And with these long cables, I was finding I was getting in such a mess treading on cables, and it was really starting to hinder the creative and technical process. So I thought, let's go wireless. So I have to confess, initially I was a little resistant to the Xvive U4. Why? Because it's a mono system, and I thought that all in-ear monitoring needed to have the capacity or capability rather to work in stereo. But I looked at the gigs I was doing, and 50% of the time I had a stereo in-ear monitor mix, and 50% of the time I had a mono in-ear monitor mix. And in reality, it didn't make a huge amount of difference to the experience I had. Stereo obviously has that edge, but I still had great gigs using either system. I realized the difference between when I had a stereo mix and a mono mix was down to one thing: whether we were working with a professional audio company. Now, in the sound world, for me, there are two distinct areas of audio. The professional audio market, which typically costs tens of thousands of pounds a time, and the consumer audio market. Now, if you were to look at the consumer audio market from 30 years ago, you could pretty much guarantee that it was cheap equipment, which really didn't have a lot of features, which sounded pretty bad. But what's happened over the last decade, which is so exciting, is the consumer audio market has got so good. Now here's the exciting thing. Equipment in the consumer audio market now has 80 to 90% of the features which were typically only found in professional audio situations where there was big budgets. Now take for instance a professional in-ear monitoring system, something like the Sennheiser G3 systems. You're looking for all of the bells and whistles about $1,100 per system. Now take the Xvive U4, you're looking at a starting price of just $229. And what that means is it puts it in reach of all musicians in all situations. Plus, what's happening, as I'm just about to show you, is companies like Xvive are innovating as well to make this equipment even more usable and simple on your day-to-day gigs. So let's take a look at what's inside of the box. There are 6 items. The first thing we need to check out is the transmitter here. Now typically transmitters used to be rack mount systems which needed power supplies and external cabling. This is all in one. This just plugs directly into the back of the sound desk via this XLR here. Next up, we have the belt pack, which your headphones plug into. Now this is about 2/3 of the size of a regular typical belt pack. Next up is this USB charging cable. Yes, the whole of this system is rechargeable. Xvive have innovated and taken away the need for batteries. So this will plug into any regular USB socket, and then it splits out into 2 smaller USB plugs like that, one for the transmitter and one for the belt pack. We then have an Xvive bag to store the whole system in, which means you can carry it in your bass guitar gig bag or in your pedal board, for instance, so you've always got an in-ear monitor system on you. Comes with an adapter so that you can run it out of jack sockets from the sound desk. And last of all, a small instruction manual here. So let's talk about 3 technical areas which are important. The first one is this has a range of about 90 foot from the transmitter to the belt pack. Now for me, this will cover pretty much all of the stages that I'm ever likely to play on using this system. So the U4 works on the Wi-Fi frequency band, and that means certainly here in the UK, there are no additional licenses that you need to buy to use this equipment. It's completely free in that respect. Also, there are 6 switchable frequencies on here, which means you can use up to 6 of these units in one area or on one gig, which is really cool because that will cover up to most small size bands. Last of all, as I touched on earlier, it's rechargeable. With a full charge, which takes about 2.5 hours, you can get up to 5 hours of usage out of it, which will cover most of the gigs I'll ever do. Now let's talk a little about build quality and audio quality. First of all, the build quality is excellent. This is a metal unit, it feels solid, and if I was to drop it on the floor, it doesn't feel like it's going to break. So I've got total confidence taking this on the gig. Next up, audio quality. Now the audio quality sounds absolutely great to me. Now using older, cheaper systems, you could guarantee that there would be hiss and buzz, crackle and interference that would happen with them. There's absolutely nothing like that which happens with the U4 that I've experienced so far. So what do you need to look out for with the U4? There are 6 frequencies on this unit, which, as I've said, in the majority of situations will be absolutely fine, particularly if you're playing in more remote areas. But it's worth being aware if you're playing in a more congested area with lots of different frequencies and wireless units in operation, like a big hotel in central London, for instance, you may not be able to get the unit to work just because other people may be using those frequencies. So do be aware of that. The next thing you need to be aware of is charging the unit. This is a rechargeable system, and if you forget to charge the battery on a gig, there's no way that you can just quickly switch out a battery inside to a new one. So you need to be on top of it and make sure you have it charged before going out and using it in a more critical situation. Now, I did find the charging lights on this system quite confusing to begin with. What I was expecting was 4 or 5 LEDs. When they were all on, it was fully charged, and then it would go down and down and down until there was just one left and it was about to run out. But what I discovered is it works the opposite way round. No LEDs are on if it's fully charged, and then the LEDs come on to warn you if it's running out of batteries. Now, I struggled to know a little bit when I first got the unit whether it was receiving charge from the USB cable. But what I discovered after playing around with it is when you plug it in like so, this light will always come on. Now, this unit is a little bit out of battery at this moment in time, but if it's fully charged, what this will do is it will just blink once to let you know that it's receiving power. So what do I think about this kit? So far, I think it's absolutely excellent. I've been using it for a month or so, and I love the small format size of it. It takes up no space in my studio. It's easy to set up as well. I love the fact that it's rechargeable, and I do not have to worry about batteries at all. Now, the unexpected thing I really love about this system is this belt pack here. I think it's so well designed. So it will clip on your belt like this, which leaves the volume control on the side like this, which you can just run your thumb back and forward. Now, with a lot of systems, it's a twist control. For me, this is ergonomically much simpler. But it doesn't stop there, because on the top there is an on-off switch for the whole unit. Now, typically a lot of belt packs will have a click off on the dial. So you turn it all the way down and then it will click right off. What that means in practice is you often use the volume setting that you've got, so you can spend the first song reaching behind you to tweak the setting to get it back to where you had it in sound check. For me, it's much stronger leaving this set where it was and just having an on and off switch. So let's wrap up. Is the Xvive U4 a massive win or a massive fail? In my eyes, it's a massive win. It has some incredible innovation in there. And I love the fact when I'm recording videos here at eBassGuitar HQ, I can now work wirelessly. It makes things so much less stressful when I'm recording. I love the way that I can always have an in-ear monitoring system on a gig, so when I turn up, I can always have a great sound. And I love the price point of this. It is so cost effective. It puts it within reach of every single musician. And let's not forget the simplicity of use. I can literally get this thing plugged in one cable like this into my Blackmagic recorder over there, and I have wireless headphones. In practice, it's actually faster than trying to unravel a cable and get that to work. So I love this, it's helped my productivity, and it's going to help us make even better videos here at eBassGuitar HQ. As you would have already guessed, I'm a huge fan, so much so I'm going to put a link in the description below this video. Click on that and you can check out more information about the Xvive U4. I'm really excited to check out more Xvive products because I can really see a company that's truly innovating. Cheers, I've been James from eBassGuitar.com, and I'll catch you next time.